Pete was, his attention was called to me when he was maybe a day or two old, and a couple of people were walking their dogs on a mountainside, and they came upon Pete, his mother, and a sibling, who knows what, bull or cow. The dogs attacked Pete and the mother and the other baby, and she ran away with the other baby, and Pete laid down on the ground and didn't leave, but come to find out the dogs had bit him through both stakes, and he laid there on the ground for 4 days. They called the Fish and Wildlife Department, and they said, do not feed him, do not take him home. If she doesn't return, let him die. And after 4 days they could not stand it, so they bought some milk replacer, and they put it in a bottle and forced him to suck it at first, and then he responded. And of course they had no place to keep him, and they had heard about me through some people that work at UVM.
University of Vermont.
Correct. And they called and asked if I would accept him and save his life, and I talked to my friend Doug Nelson, who owns this preserve, and we have moose in here anyway that have been in here all their lives, and he said of course I could bring him here, and that's the story of how Pete got here. And he was infected. He had maggots in his body, holes down into his flesh that you could stick your finger into from the wounds of the dogs, and of course we gave him antibiotics and dressed his wounds and saved his life, and now the state of Vermont wants to kill him. And he's a tame moose, and he cannot go into the wild, but they won't accept him in the wild because they say he has CWD, chronic wasting disease. And LaRouche, the commissioner, was on the radio this morning on the Buck Report from Johnson Wooling Mill saying there's no CWD in the state of Vermont. Then if there's no CWD in the state of Vermont, how in hell has this moose got CWD? It's their crutch to stand on. That's the only way they can win, is to swing the public into believing they're right.